All right, Rippers, good to see you guys again. Hope you're all having a good day. I hope you all had a good weekend. I did. It was a busy one. As you guys know, my son, my oldest, got married this weekend. It was a really beautiful wedding. I might share some pictures and whatnot, but it was a good time, right? It was what really matters. Take the time to smell the roses, right? So that being said, going through now back to the honeydews, right? If I look all sweaty and dirty, that's because I am. I've been out there pulling weeds and doing things in the garden, and it got a little hot today, so come in and do some indoor stuff, do a video for you guys. At least it's not smell-o-vision, right? Right. So that being said, I just wanted to go over a couple things as I'm going through my gear, kind of putting it away, getting it organized, finding things that I was going to share that I forgot about, etc., etc. I just wanted to touch base with you guys on all that kind of stuff. First thing we should talk about is a piece of gear for your plate carriers. For those of you who have plate carriers and whatnot like that, and you want to carry, say, a backup pistol on your plate carrier, or you might want to carry your primary on your plate carrier. Some people do that. There's a neat little thing, doesn't cost very much, that little holster I found that works in with your equipment well, especially if you have Velcro on the front. And then if it has MOLLE, you can use also a zip ties and whatnot to zip tie it on there, along with a Velcro backer or placard, right? But it's a little holster like this. It's made by Condor. It's only $8.95. It used to be like $6.95 or $5.95, but you know how things are getting these days. Tell me the economy's doing good, right? Right, wrong. But as you can see, it's just a little wraparound deal, and it pulls like that. Now don't worry, we've cleared everything, but you can see it's got Velcro on the back, and so that would stick to your placard. You can stick it however you want to stick it, on the side, on this side. You know, just fit it in with your gear if that's what you want to do. And you set it to what you want for your firearm, right, to the size of it. And then it's got this little elastic thing to help keep it from falling out if you're doing like ninja rolls and things like that. And it just straps over like that. Won't come out, right? So you can mount it like that and have it ready to go, right? It's a neat little thing, doesn't cost very much, fits in well with your gear. You don't have to have a big bulky holster and whatnot. It's perfect for a small size 9mm or backup gun, even a revolver. It'll fit just about anything. Really good option to have in your gear. Now, some other things too is you got to have a good pair of gloves. Now, you can go out there and get yourself a pair of mechanics gloves. I mean, you could go on Temu and get yourself the fake mechanics gloves, but trust me, they're not what they're supposed to be. And even when they are the real thing, well, you're going to get constant calls from Temu telling you about how you've just qualified for this, or here's this free thing and that free thing. Of course, those free things come with having to spin the wheel, hold your finger like this, and wait for your next irritating email or text message. So don't use Temu. Just stay away from it. And quite honestly, I found, and I'll share this in another video, that even if you are getting a good deal on something and it turns out to be the real thing, you probably could have found it for the same amount or less from somewhere else that's not going to constantly email or call you or tell you what kind of great deal you have, or talk you into buying 12 other things to get even just a little bit more off, or another thing for free, right? Sometimes it's just better to get what you need and be done with it, right? So got myself a pair of these Fox gloves. I like these because they got a little bit of palm padding in them. The fingers aren't too bulky because I don't get really cold hands even in super cold weather. I'm just kind of run hot. My hands are always warm. My feet are usually warm. I'm usually warm. So that's why I prefer the cold weather. I like ones that have a beefed up knuckle right there, just in case, you know, you have to dig your hand in, or you come and bang up against something, right? Or you have to bang something. I like a little bit of padding there, as well as on the front two knuckles right there. That's kind of nice because you never know when you're coming into barricades or around a wall, you might bang into it. This one right here for the shooting finger has the ability to poke your finger through and then Velcro this backwards. I kind of like that idea. Sometimes, you know, you're taking those precise shots. You don't want to have your finger in a glove, or that might not matter to you. to each his own. I kind of doesn't bother me one way or another, but if I want that extra feel, at least I know I can have it. These are a great glove. They're pretty durable. They're not one that's going to last to a whole lot of grinding per se, but they'll hold up pretty well. I mean, you can get yourself some rawhide gloves, things like that, but then again, you lose mobility and feel. And I think sometimes you have to have kind of you're kind of like you have to sacrifice and kind of be in the middle somewhere, right? So get yourself a good set of gloves. Now, another good thing to have are these little jobbies here. And while I was on the internet one day, I found these, and these are retention things, because, you know, who wants to carry around a heavy set of cuffs? And plus, who carries around tons of them, right? Well, you can take these things right here, have them in your pack or on your gear really quick in case you need to detain somebody. Isn't that what they call it? Detaining them. And it's basically like a giant, big, tough zip tie, right? And it works pretty well. And they have a little key that you can use to undo these if you want to, or you can just cut them off. But these are pretty heavy duty, as you can see, plastic on there. They're pretty tough. They're hard to cut, and they're definitely hard to get out of, especially if they're cinched down good, right? Just be careful not to cinch down them too much if it's somebody you don't want to worry about losing, you know, circulation. That being said, these inexpensive on the internet. You can just look them up. Just put restraints or zip tie restraints, and you'll find them on there. Of course, they're made in China, like everything else like this, but they really do work well, and it never hurts. But if you want to look for less expensive, now these weren't too expensive. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in a pack. It looks like 8, maybe 8 in a pack. They weren't too bad. Look around on the internet. You can find them on different places for different prices. But if you want to go another route, you can go to Walmart and go get yourself some. Now, these aren't, I might go with a wider, thicker one of these, but either at Walmart, get yourself these big, long, like this right here, heavy duty zip ties or cable ties, right? And you get a 5-pack here, right? So you'll be able to use 4 of them. And you just zip them like that and put them in beside each other, and they'll work the same way. The other thing about these are, and you can get bigger ones than this that are thicker plastic, but you might have to go to like a industrial supply store that does HVAC, you know, for your air conditioning, heating ducts, and get yourself some, or if you have a friend in that business, ask him if you can get a handful of those duct zip ties, right? You'll know what you're talking about. They're really, really good. They're thicker and bigger and longer than these. So you might have to cut them down to size a little bit if you don't want them too bulky, but these are nice because you just put them like that. Or you can carry them, check this out. You can go like this, and if you weave it in your molly, you can have a bunch of these just wove through your molly that all you have to do is grab this top nubbin, pull them right out, and you have them ready to go to make up, to detain whoever you need or whatever you need to detain. Also fix gear, things like that, help tie things down, whatever. It's always good to have those. So those are some quick little things that I found there. Also a good trick you can do with these, if you want to play a prank with somebody, especially with the really long ones, go ahead and get yourself one of these that's a little bit longer, a little bit thicker, and you can, if you want to pull a trick on your friend and he has one of those big jacked up trucks or something you can slide under real good, while they're busy, slide underneath their truck, zip tie this around their drive line, and leave the tail just long enough that it'll just slap the bottom of the truck a little bit, right? Not a lot bit, just a little bit, right? Slap the bottom of the truck to make a noise. And it's really fun. And then sit back and watch the fun. I used to do this on the construction site. You zip it around there, and when they leave, I saw a buddy of mine once, got in, drove, stopped, drove a little bit more, stopped, gets out, looks under his truck. Now, if you're lucky, that's why you want to cut it so it just slaps a little bit. This thing will be on the upswing, and he won't be able to see it. And he did this down the road for a while as everybody was out eventually outside of the construction sites laughing their heads off. Now, be ready for retaliation. Mine was, of course, cable pull soap he was an electrician. I got some pull soap in my door handle one day, which makes a door handle literally almost impossible to grab onto. If you're an electrician or in construction, you know what I'm talking about. Put your comments down in the comment section. Share some of your pranks that you've done to your fellow friends, right? It's all in good humor. We all got to laugh a little bit, but I hope you guys enjoyed that. I hope that gives you some ideas of some things to be looking for while you're out and about, because that's usually where I find my stuff. And until next time, be safe, be secure, always be aware of your surroundings, and be getting ready and prepared for anything that may come your way. Adios and aloha.